Hello everyone, in this video I will explain exercise 32 on page 222. This exercise is about a bridge that has the shape of a parabola. You can see the drawing here in the graph and the formula that's been given. So with the first question, question A, they ask us to calculate the length of OA. And to do that we need to know where point A and O are. Well, we can see clearly that these points are the x-intercepts of the parabola. So how do we calculate them? We need to equal the formula to 0. So let's do that first. And we see that we have a special form here, because we can write this, or we can see this as a times b is 0, which means that either a is 0 or b is 0, because that multiplication gives us 0. So we can say that either minus 0.008x equals 0, or x minus 60 equals 0. So dividing both sides here with minus 0.008 gives us x equals 0, and the other side gives us x equals 60, because we put 60 on the other side. So now we know that the x values of both points, and then we can calculate the distance between them. So OA has a length of 60 minus 0 is 60 meters. Okay, so that's the first question. The second question is, how high above the road surface is the highest point of the bridge? Well, since this is a parabola, we know that the highest point of a parabola is called the vertex. And we also know that the vertex lies exactly in between the x-intercepts. So we need to find a point. I think it's here. I'll call it vertex here. And we need to find the point where the distance between 0 or O and the vertex and A is equal. So how do we do that? We take both x values, we put them together, and we divide by 2, which gives us 30. And now the only thing we have to do, so with x is 30, there lies the vertex. So we fill in 30 in the formula, which gives us the following. You can put this in your calculator, and you will get 7.2 meters. Okay, then question C. Write the formula for h in the form. We need to write it in the form ax squared plus bx. Okay, well, we see that we don't have any brackets in this form. So let's try to get rid of the brackets in the original formula. Well, if we do that, we see that you have to multiply minus 0.00x times x, which gives us the same number times x squared. And then we have to multiply this term with minus 60, which gives us a positive number, because you have two negative numbers. And if you calculate this, you'll get 0.48x. And as you can see, we now have this form, because a is minus 0.008 and b is 0.48. All right, then question D is interesting, and they ask, we have 11 bars in this bridge, and all these bars are equidistant from each other. which means that the distance in between them, the gaps, are all the same. Okay, so if we look at the drawing, we see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of these gaps. And every gap has the same distance, so the same length. So if we want to know the distance in between the bars, we divide 60, the total length, by 12, which gives us 5. So every 5 meters, there's a bar. So if we need to calculate the total length of all the bars together, the sum of it. So we need to know the places where they are on the x-axis, and then we fill it in and calculate the height of each of them. And then we put them all together, and that gives us the total sum. So if we start at 0 and we continue to add 5 meters with it, we can easily figure out the pattern. So I can fill this in the table. And the reason that I only use this portion of the table is that we also know that the parabola is symmetrical. So if we take all these values, they should be the same as all these values if we calculate the length. So I've already done this, and I'll write this down for you. First we have 2.2. This is just a matter of putting it into the formula, so I'll give an example of this first one. Oh, I'm sorry. And this equals 2.2. Okay, well, you do this with every value for x, and you should get the following values: 5.4, 6.4, 7, and we already calculated the height of the vertex, which is 7.2. And after this point, we get the same row but backwards. So, and if we calculate the sum of everything, you should get a length of 57.2 meters. All right, I hope everything was clear and that you understood everything. Good luck and see you next time.